Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Welcome back, dear brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, this is our class 4 from Madinah book 2. Inshallah, continuing from our lesson on Laysa, we're going to learn more about Laysa today. So, we've learned yesterday that Laysa is a fi'l naqis, which means it is an incomplete verb, which means we need to bring some more information to give it a meaning. Laysa means he is not. And we know whenever there is Laysa, we have ism Laysa and we have khabar Laysa. So Laysa is a fi'l. And we know that fi'l, there are 3 types. So we have fi'l madi, and we have fi'l mudari, which is present tense, and we have fi'l amr, which is command. So most of the verbs, any verb which you take, which can be conjugated in past tense, present tense, and in amr. For example, if you say kataba yaktubu uktub, so he wrote, he writes, and write. So that's the normal verb sequence. However, Laysa, as we say, the meaning means it is he is not, and the verb itself is not a normal verb. So in Laysa, we don't have a present tense form of Laysa, and there is no command or amr form of Laysa. So what we have is only past tense. Laysa is only in one form, which is the past tense. Therefore, it's called as jamid, which means it's fixed. So it doesn't move. We don't have a present tense type of Laysa. We don't have a command. So it's just a one form. So it's Laysa is fi'l naqis and jamid. Fi'lun naqisun jamidun. And Laysa is used to negate only in nominal sentences. We have known few particles of negations like la and ma, which means no, and this Laysa, which is also negation, but it's used only in nominal sentence, that is jumlatul ismiya. It is not used to negate any verbal sentence. So we have a different particles for verbs, which we'll be learning in future, inshallah. So we're going to go to our conjugation just before we go to our main lesson, so we get a good practice. So huwa laysa, huma laysa, hum laysu, hiya laysat, huma laysata. So from hunna we know that it becomes lasna. So now we know why it becomes lasna, because lam kalima gets sukoon, and because second radical has got a sukoon. So ya being a weak letter, that letter is dropped completely, so we get lasna. So hunna lasna, anta lasta, antuma lastuma, antum lastum, anti lasti, antuma lastuma, antunna lastunna, ana lastu, nahnu lasta. And all in these forms, we don't look for a fa'il, so instead we call the dama'ir as ism laysa, which is marfu, in opposite to inna, whereas isma inna is mansoob, ismu laysa is marfu, and khabar laysa is mansoob. Khabar laysa is mansoob. However, most of the time in the Quran and in classical Arabic, we see laysa comes, the khabar comes with the harf jar bi, and that's why we see combination of jar majrur. If there is no bi, then that khabar would be mansoob. So going to our lesson number 2. So this is a discussion between Hisham and Bilal. So they're having a conversation, and we will see how this conversation is built to understand this verb. So Hisham says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bilal replies, he says, Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Kayfa haluka ya akhi? And he says, Manil akhu. So he replies to the salam and he says, how are you, my brother? And he says, Manil Akhu. It's a very nice form of saying, like, instead of telling, who are you? He says, who is this brother? So it's a very sweet way of asking, who are you? So Manil Akhu. Who is this brother? Hisham says, Ana mudarrisun jadidun. So Ana mubtada, mudarrisun khabar, and jadidun is your naat, and bil jamiyat is jar majrur. So he says, Ana mudarrisun jadidun bil jamiyati. Says ismi, mudaf mudaf ilayhi, ismi Hishamun. Hisham. And say Ana, again new sentence begins with mubtada, Ana minal wilayatil muttahida. Muttahida ti. See, this is naat man'ut. Min harf jar ism majrur, and this is naat, so it is muttahida ti. So what is wilayatil muttahida ti? It is United States. So we translate a naat first and then man'ut, so it will be United States. So I am from United States. Mr. Bilal says, Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bika ya akhi, which means welcome to you, oh my brother. So Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban, these are all maf'ulun mutlaq, and bika is, there are two words here, harf jar bi, and ka is damir muttasil mudaf ism majrur. Ya akhi, again akhi here is akhu plus ya mutakallim, which is my brother, and ya is harf nida, so we can understand each and every letter in this sentence. Alhamdulillah. This is Ana masroorun biliqa'ika. So what does this means? Again, this is a jumlatul ismiya. Ana mubtada, masroorun means happy or pleased. Masroorun. And biliqa'i, bi is harf jar, liqa'u is meeting. Liqa'i is meeting, and ka is damir muttasil, again it is harf jar wa huwa mudaf, and ka is mudaf ilayhi, which means to meet you. So it says, I am happy or I'm pleased to meet you. So Bilal says, Ana zamiluka. Ana mubtada, zamilu is your khabar, wa huwa mudaf, and ka is damir muttasil mudaf ilayhi. So I am your colleague, and ismi, my name is Bilalun, Bilal ibn Hamidin. See, here it is ibn, but Hamzatul Wasl is dropped in the writing. So he says Bilal ibn Hamidin, Bilal son of Hamid. And he asks a question to Hisham. Amin Washington. See, is harf istifham, min is harf jar, Washington. Why we have fatha here instead of kasra? Because this is a diptode. Names of countries and cities is diptode. So Washington will be Washingtona, Washingtona. So I'm in Washingtona. Anta ya Hisham, are you from Washington, Hisham? Hisham says La. So we know whenever there is a, then you have naam or la. So this is La. Ana lastu. See, lastu means I am not. So what we're looking in here, we're looking for ism laysa and khabar laysa. So in lastu, which is the ism laysa, this ta, tu is ism laysa, and min Washingtona is khabar laysa. Okay, jar majrur. So ana lastu, I am not from Washington. Inni, see, inna harf tawqid wa nasbin, ya is damir muttasil mansoob, inni, and you're looking for khabar. Inna is min New York. So why a ka again? Because this is diptode, the name of foreign country. Inni min New York. And Bilal says again, a Muslimun abuka ya Hisham, is your father. See, abuka min al asma khamsa, wow is a sign of marfu. A Muslimun abuka ya Hisham. So you say Hisham la huwa laysa. See, huwa laysa. So we're looking for ism laysa. Where is ism laysa here? So we don't see anything from marfu. So we know ism is marfu. So it is mustatir taqdeeruhu huwa. So huwa laysa bi muslimin. See, laysa bi muslimin. Bi harf jar and muslimin is ism majroor. So he is not a Muslim. So Bilal says, wa ummuka a muslimatun here. See, ummu plus ka is mudaf ilayhi, and a muslimatun here. Is she a Muslim? Sham says, la, hiya laysat. See, because it's feminine now representing. So that's why you got ta tanisi, but still we don't have a ism laysa. We can't say anything with sign of dhamma. So it is mustatir, taqdiruhu here. And the khabar is bi muslimatin, jar majroor. She is not a Muslim. So Bilal asks, alaka. See, harf istifham laka is harf jar li plus ka. We know the harf jar li is changed into la for phonetic reasons. Alaka abna'un. See, abna'un is plural for ibnun. Ya Hisham. Do you have children, Ya Hisham? Says Hisham, na'am li sittatu abna'un. I have 6 boys. Abna'un. So Bilal says, atullabum, are they students? Hisham says, la, laysu. See, now we are telling about the plural. Tullabu means a plural representing hum. So we say hum, laysu. So waw represents the ism laysa, which represents tullab. So it says, la hum laysu bitullabin. Inna ba'dahum. So it's not ba'dahum. We know ism laysa is mansub. So we have inna ba'dahum tujjarun. See, khabar laysa is marfu. Tujjarun, one word. Wa ba'dahum muhandisuna. See, muhandisuna, you get 2 patterns of plurals here, broken plurals and jama muzakkar salim. So waw is a sign of marfu. So all these things comes to your understanding. So Bilal says, alaka banatun. Do you have girls? Girl child? Daughters? Hisham says, na'am li khamsu banatin. Li is jar majroor. Shibh jumla khabar muqaddam. Khamsu is mubtada muakhar. Wa huwa mudaf, and banatin is mudaf ilayhi. Is a combination. So I have 5 daughters. Mutazawwijatu. See, mutazawwijatun. Hunna, are they? Mutazawwijatun means married. Are they married? Hisham says, la hunna. See, if there is hunna, what type of negation we are using? Lasna. See, hunna is a queen, so obviously the lam kalima gets sukoon, and noon gets attached, so it's lasna. Hunna lasna bi mutazawwijatin. See, mutazawwijatin. Mutazawwijatun, majroor form is mutazawwijatin. Innahunna, again, indeed they are sigharun. They are sigharun. That's khabar. Inna is marfu. So now ba'duhunna. So new sentence starting with ba'du. It is mubtada wa huwa mudaf, and hunna is mudaf ilayhi. Ba'duhunna fil madrasatil ibtidaiyya. See, in primary school. Wa ba'duhunna fil madrasatil mutawassitati. In middle school, and some of them in middle school. So Bilal asks, alaka ikhwatun. Do you have brothers? Ikhwatun is plural for akhun. Hisham says, la, laysa li. See, so here we have to understand. So we got laysa, and immediately after laysa we are getting jar majroor. So we know jar majroor is not a marfu. So we have, so that cannot be ism laysa. So where are we looking for ism laysa? So we say ikhwatun. So we have ikhwatun, which is marfu, which is a marfu. So that becomes ism laysa. So how do we translate? Laysa li, I don't have brothers. So literal translation will be brothers don't have, I don't have. So inna, so again, so we got inna, so we have to look for li thalatha akhwatin. Again we have to look for ismu inna. So we know ismu inna is mansoob. So li cannot be ismu inna because it is a jar majrur, so we'll take this away. So we'll look for the again next thalatha. So here thalatha is ismu inna wa huwa mudaf, akhwatin is mudaf ilayhi, and li is khabar inna. So here it is being switched around. Inna li thalatha akhwatin. So I have 3 sisters. Bilal asks, Amuslimatun hunna? Are they Muslims? Hisham says, Na'am. Hunna muslimatun. Hunna muslimatun. Walhamdulillah. So here the conversation ends between Hisham and Bilal. So we used different forms of Laisa. Laisa, Laisat, Laisu, Lasna, and Lastu. So this is how it's used in Jumlatul Ismiya to negate a nominal sentence. We're just going to do some practice where the Laisa comes with harf jar bi. Say Hamidun Talibun. So we say Hamidun Laisa bi Talibin. Okay, if there is no B, then it will be Hamidun Laisa Taliban. So it will be Laisa Taliban. If it comes with B, then it becomes Talibin. Same thing here. At-tullabu Sigarun. So I guess At-tullabu. Tullab is a plural word. So we need to have a plural verb to represent them. So it's Laisu. Wow is the sign of Ism Laisa, which represents Tullabu Bisigarin. At-tullabu Laisu Bisigarin. So we're negating here. So if there is no B, then it will be At-tullabu Laisu Bisigaran. Aminatu Tabibatun. So how do we say to negate this? So Aminatu Laisat Bitabibatin. So this is a very classical, pure form of saying using B, and this is what you see in Quran most of the places. Al-fatayatu. See, fatayatu means young child. So young lady, not child, young lady. Mutazawwijatun. See, the young girls are married. So we say Al-fatayatu lasna bi mutazawwijatin. They are not married. So some more practice here. So how to use anta kabirun. So if you use second person, say lasta bi kabirin. Anta lasta. Sta is ism Laisa. So again, antum jududun. So lastum bi jududin. Anti faqiratun. See, anti faqiratun. Lasti bi faqiratin. Antunna mujtahidatun. So mujtahidatun means hard working. So you're telling all the women Antunna. So you say Lastunna bi mujtahidatin. So you're not hard working. Ana mudarrisun. So you say Ana lastu bi mudarrisin. So I am not mudarrisin. So we use only for the nouns. We don't use Laisa and Lastu for any verbs. So nahnu tullabun. So we say nahnu lasna bitullabin. We are not students. So this is how we use the verb Laisa. So inshallah we will stop here and we'll continue in our next session. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.